Hello, George. Welcome back for our conscious talk. And I do have to explain for our audience a little bit this first talks we had, the first three, and also this one. We are talking more about you, but in future we are talking more you and me between us, so about different items. But in the first talks, I want to introduce you because most of the audience knows me from my videos, so but they don't know you so much. And you have also a very, very interesting story. So therefore, we're talking now also in this talk more about you. But in future, we're going to talk about a lot of different items, about consciousness, about spirituality, about food and consciousness, about food and the soul, so many, many, many items. But today we are going to talk a little bit more about you. And so we stopped the last one. We heard that you had these difficulties with your musical career, and then the running, which helped you, Pat Metheny and Tony Robbins.
A lot.
So, and then my next question would be, how did you come then? How you are a well-known chef, so how did you come from the music, the stopping of the career? How did you become a chef? Why this change, and why a chef? Why not a painter or I don't know, a banker or whatever?
Good question. Good question.
Can you explain?
I think I had always passion for food, but in sense of more. I had more attention for what I eat, and I like food. I like a good kind of meat, of a good piece of fish, good piece of dessert, and but I didn't knew about how can I prepare those things, and why I choose this road. This is a very good question. I really don't know. How.
That's a good answer,
Yeah.
because I mean, we talk a lot, and I talk a lot in my videos also about the Creator and God, and there are many situations in our life. Then you ask yourself afterwards, why did I go this road? Why did this come into my life?
Yeah.
So I mean, this is a question we can talk about also in the next talks about. So it was just, it came to you.
Yeah,
it came to
just
you like,
why?
yeah.
I can give you.
But how did it start? How did
Yeah,
it
but I
start?
can give you superficial answer, like when I went to the cities, and maybe I ate there, and I was in a kitchen, open kitchen. I saw the chef there. He preparing a la minute and dish, which is a la minute is like improvisation, huh? And in the jazz music we have that kind of action. You improvise, and the idea of us, when you take the cart, and the cart is a la carte, huh? Now when you choose from the cart, all the dishes, they are not prepared earlier. They will prepare it a la minute. The word speaks for itself, huh? And when I saw them in action, maybe I don't think so that is the real reason, but that maybe trigger me.
You were fascinated.
Yeah, because why? A little bit. You perform, huh? You perform in front of audience, like open kitchen. You are so good in what you're doing. If you are good in it, huh? You perform the dish. And why I choose, maybe that's the second question of you, why I choose French cuisine. French cuisine is much complicated than I can say that different world cuisine. There is science behind. There is element you have to understand. You have to understand, otherwise you're not going to make the dish. The dish is more about the balance, the balance and the structure. That is the cuisine of French cuisine. And I remember the first book I wrote was from Paul Bocuse. There was no picture of dishes or beautiful dishes, stuff like that, colorful folk pictures. No, there was complete word after word after word after word. And I had to dig in, and I had to translate many words because I didn't have in my vocabulary those kind of sentences or words. I had a very I was lucky, or maybe luck is also blessed, to met with a classic chef. I can say classic chef because he was preparing those classic French dishes. He taught me how can I prepare them, like BOBS, how can you make a hollandaise, like you can make how can you make a pastry, how can you bake a bread, how can you cut, those julienne, bernoise, those kind of things. You need a certain technique to do those, and how you know the meat is being cuit of rare of is whatever, how you know the fish is not dried when you put it in oven after many minutes, how you keep the fish in a good cuisine, a good cuisson. And for that reason, for those all reasons together, I found it, wow, that is much complicated than different cuisine. I am not against any cuisine. I enjoy in every cuisine, but French cuisine was a little bit like art.
So you looked also, I mean, if I hear this, you were a performer, you were a musician,
Yes.
you had a big audience.
Yes.
And then you looked for something else, or you found it, or
Yes.
with the help of the creator, as we can say,
Of course.
you found something else in your life where you can also perform, but
yes.
in a total different way.
Yeah.
And there again, you didn't look for the easy way. You didn't take an easy
No.
cuisine. You
It was
took
too simple
the
for me.
most
Yeah.
difficult cuisine there is. I think everybody can admit that French cuisine belongs to the most difficult cuisines in the world.
Yeah, of course.
So
As a science.
Yes, as a science. So there you looked again for one of the most difficult challenges you could get.
Yeah, because that kind of cuisine, it's really boiled my blood again.
Yes, but how did it happen? I mean, you were a musician, so you just went to a restaurant and said, "Hello, here I am. I want to cook." Or how did you? I mean, you don't have the classical
No.
school like
No.
most people. They are 18 or 17 or 16. They finish school or high school, and then they go to a school for cooks, and then they start working like in a kitchen with a famous.
They
In a
climb
famous
the
restaurant.
hierarchy.
Yeah. So that's not how it went with
No,
you, because
no,
you
not
had
at
already
all.
career.
Not
You
at
were
all.
you had an age 28, 29. So can you
Yeah.
explain how did this happen in your life?
Yeah.
How did you come where you are now? Because now you are a chef, and you
Yes.
are a well-known chef, and you know the French cuisine, and you know the tricks. You know the expert things you have to know. So
Yeah.
you're not a beginner.
No.
So how did it happen? I
Yeah,
mean,
that's very-
do you walk into a restaurant and say, "Hello, here I am. I was a musician, or I want to be a cook," or how does this happen?
That's a very good question. I think the starting point for me was first I have to discover what is this world. I did that. Yeah, normally you do that through you go to eat a lot in different restaurants. Plus, what I did, wrote a lot of books, many books, like something like 25 books, like 30 books. And then I said, I like to see it in a practical way. How can I do that? Then, like I mentioned to you earlier, I went and I just introduce myself to Bert Koning, one of first one. He is one of the first chef he taught me, and I told him I like to be here, and I like you teach me, and I don't expect any reward of like money or something like that. I don't want it. Just let me be here. I love to be here. Thank God he agreed. He agreed with
So
that.
that was a blessing.
Yeah, of course, a blessing.
Bert Koning is
Yeah.
his name. So
Just imagine if somebody said, "No, what should I do with that?"
so you're
Man.
grateful.
Yeah, very grateful.
So
Very
thanks a lot
grateful.
to Bert Koning, who just he believed in you in a way.
No, he didn't. And at the first time, it's not about belief. I think he saw the passion and he saw the enthusiasm. He said, "Wow, he want to discover that. Maybe I let him see."
Yes.
And he also was a guy, and he was a man. Sorry for the word. He was a man. He served in Aruba. And Aruba, he was a soldier back then, and he was a cook there. I think he came across a lot of foreigner there, and he had always the passion for, wow, those. I want to discover more about, only about myself. I like to discover there's more about Dutch people.
So just a good human being.
Good human being. He was very open, and he immediately offered me a cup of coffee, and after that I remember we talked, and he walked with me in the garden. He showed me a lot of his herbs, like thyme, rosemary, lavender, and all those bio herbs, and he get me more excited.
How beautiful.
Yeah, what was really very friendly environment.
So and then you learned with him, and then
He taught me step for step. He told me how serious you are. He told me even you don't make it like a professional, but if you love it, you can learn it. You don't need to be you don't need to get to higher level. You can learn for yourself. Then you can cook for your girlfriend, cook you for your family, cook you for yourself, and that passion, and you can develop it in eventually.
I mean that's special. Not every cook lets somebody else
For that reason,
look
I'm
into
telling
his
you,
kitchen
yeah.
and tell him.
No.
I mean he told you his
Yeah.
his secrets. I think.
I think you can say that, his secret.
So I'm
And
a
then
very
I suppo-
open-minded person.
Very open-minded person. Thankful God. I'm very thankful for this opportunity.
And then you worked for several very high-class
no.
restaurants.
What I did then, he was only give me the task, and always I complete the task, and I asked more task. And I remember one day there was another guy. School sent it to us. He was a cook in a cookery school, but the another guy and was beside me. I was just volunteering in that kitchen. That another guy with me, he said to us, we will start tomorrow, and we will have some task which you have to do, and you have to make, for example, base, and you have to make a certain dressing and vinaigrette and stuff like that, and I will test it, and I will tell you my opinion about it, if it's good, if it's too much, and I will adjust the result. When he did that, I surprised him with my stuff, and I remember until now he watched me in a way. He said that, he said, maybe that is inside you. Maybe some people, they don't need that much. That hunger inside them produce that. Because the vinaigrette I made, that is not like you put 3-4 elements and you have the result. No, there was some balance. And he checked me. Maybe he said, I give the thought of the doubt. Maybe you did it just coincidentally. You produced that. Sometimes happen, Coincidentally, you do something and it's right. He he tested me 3 times after each other. It was same result. And that also triggered inside me, said, wow. With myself, I said, if I understood the 7 tone in music, like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, and then there is also tones in food, there are 5. Then if I understand harmony to produce a harmony in music with those 7 tones, I can produce the harmony with those 5 tones. Then I built the confidence inside me to go further.
Thank you very much.